Should you learn to use your voice in a group, like in a group coaching environment or a class, or in a one-to-one voice coaching, as is like most common in the world? This is the question I'm going to ask today. And secret, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to present the sort of benefits and challenges of each one, and you can decide for yourself. If you don't know me, I'm Alex Owen-Hill. I'm a human, I think, or probably an alien. I don't know. I'm also a voice coach, and I it's something I've thought a lot about. But so if you're interested in voice and stuff, subscribe, hit the bell icon, hit the like button, all those things, and let us dive straight into the question of: should you do one-to-one voice coaching, or should you do a group teaching voice class type thing? Dun dun dun. Okay. Oh, I feel like I didn't do that with enough energy. I think I'm quite low energy today, so we'll do it. It'll be a very chilled out battle voice coach class. So one-to-one voice coaching. What am I talking about? You never know. But I'm doing these videos. I'm not editing them. Let's go through. So the first option is one-to-one coaching, and this is like I think the most common. And for many years, I've been a voice coach for like I think 9 years now, almost a decade, and I've sort of long believed I think that you need to do one-to-one coaching, and there's a reason for this, and it's because there's so much that is different about everyone's voice. So you get someone comes in with their voice, they want to do a particular thing with it, and immediately, if you've got two people in a room, immediately you're going, okay, with you it's this thing, and then we have to work on that thing, and then with you this thing, and we have to work on that thing, and this is one of those things that over the years I've just been like, well, I don't know how you can do it in groups. Now I've got ideas, and I think so. If you're looking for like specific stuff, if you're like, okay, I need to solve this particular problem, very much like a one-to-one coaching is usually a good idea. And I think that's probably the reason that people tend to go for voice things in one-to-one cases. But just because it's what lots of people do doesn't mean that it's not. There aren't other options, And I sort of came to this realization about one-to-one coaching when I did my first online program, which was 2018, was it? I think I ran it. It was called Confident Vocal Presence, and it was for professional speakers. And it was a 4-week or 5-week course, I think. And we had sort of sessions where it was online, and it had that sort of a series of videos as well that people could follow along. And in the final week, so 4 weeks in, each person had like a half-hour coaching session, which was also online. And the overwhelming feedback that I got afterwards was that was like the most valuable part. So in later versions of this like Voice Lab, for example, which is the program that I run at the moment, Voice Lab is like we incorporate one-to-one coaching like within the first week. So it's like a 4-week program, but we've got to do one-to-one coaching in the first week because otherwise. Otherwise, it's just like, like you can go to a class, you can learn some stuff, but until you like really know someone's voice and what they're looking for, it's hard to do that. So I believe a combination of two is probably the answer. But if you're looking for one-to-one, like for one specific thing, one-to-one makes sense, and that is the value of it. This is so scrappy. Okay, and number 2 is. The group coaching, group workshops, and I think you don't get very many of them in the world of voice, to be honest, and for the reasons that I've just said. But I think there's a great benefit to it, and I've run like various voice group workshop things. Our sentence was so bad, wasn't it? Various group workshop voice things. And one of the things that I think that you lose in one-to-one coaching is that you don't get to see the impact of exercises on other people. And actually, this is a great shame within the world of voice, because very often, if you're new to like playing with your voice, and then you go in and you do some exercises, you might not feel the impact immediately. You'll change, and then the teacher will go, "That was better," or "That was a lot better," and you'll kind of go, "Okay." I didn't really feel it was any different, But if you've got people in the audience, so if you've got a group workshop and there's people down there, the people in the audience can go, I heard that. Like, you made that change, I heard the change. So the person on the stage doesn't see it or doesn't feel it yet, but the person in the audience does. And this is a great benefit of doing things in groups, is that you can sort of become the teacher in a way. You could be like, oh yeah, when they did this, it made this effect, and it did this, and it made this effect, and you can learn a lot, I think, by watching other people being taught, just as you can learn a lot by being taught yourself. And another great benefit, I think, of group things is the community. You know, you've got a lot of people, and everyone, we're all very kind of not introverted about our voice, but like, we don't tend to talk about our voice really. And then you get voice geeks like me who come along and just like voice, 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 voice. You know, so one of the great benefits of being in a group of people was like, oh, I don't really know about my voice. I don't really know about my voice either. Oh, I've thought about my voice, and then you go through this process of learning, whether it's a 2-day workshop like the one I did recently, or if it's like a 4-week thing like Voice Lab is, and over the time you kind of generate this just group community feel of people that are like, huh, we've unlocked the door to vocal exploration and expression, and it's really nice to be in that kind of training environment, I think, because otherwise voice can be very lonely going to one-to-ones. So there you go, and you can also start to notice more things. You know, just as you can notice when, oh, you know, my posture is a little off or something, which it actually was there. You know, you can notice it in yourself, but you also start to notice it in other people. And if you're in a group workshop, you can go, oh yeah, look, how's your posture, to someone else, or whatever. You know, if that's an exercise that's been proposed, which sometimes I propose in person, things like during the break, check in with your own posture, but check in with someone else's posture as well. Say, how's your posture? You know, because then you're starting to go, oh, I've got this understanding of posture, for example, if that's something that you're looking at in that day. So that's a benefit of doing group things. And as I say, I think, like, what's the answer? 1-to-1 for group. I think my feeling is a bit of both is actually quite useful. That's why I sort of bake that into Voice Lab, but it's still experimental, to be honest. I'm still trying to work out what's the exact amount of each of the sort of things that are required, that people can get, like, you know, the input that they need without kind of, I don't know, things that they don't need. I suppose that's a really sort of fluffy and squashy ending to this video. But it's Sunday today when I'm recording this, and I've been taking a day off. Actually, I've not. I just wrote an essay, but I'm now going to take more of a day off. I'm chilling out. So that's why it was scrappy today, as opposed to all of the other days in this 30-day video challenge I'm doing, where I was scrappy for a variety of other reasons. Hope that was helpful for someone. And yeah, if you're interested in voice, then hit subscribe, hit the bell, hit like. If you're interested in Voice Lab when it next runs, whenever it next runs in the new year, I think, then there's a sign up waitlist type thing. You can get information about it. It's in the description. There are social media things that exist in the world. You could follow them. I'm bored. No, I'm not bored. I've run out of things to say. I'm going to stop now. Enjoy your day. Brilliant. God, that was sketchy as hell. There you go. It was so all over the place. Oh, stop talking, Alex. Stop. 1, 2, 3. Stop. No. Oh, it's still going. Shit. Okay, I've got to cut this bit now.